back, and it's time for Monday Morning Quarterback. It's our weekly chat with ABC 36 Sports Director Jeff Piecoro. Good morning, Jeffrey. How are you?
Good morning, Lee. I'm great.
Well, I tell you what, buddy. I mean, we got a Hall of Fame coach. This guy's a genius now. I mean, that's the way it looks, does it not? How do you go from, being on the bubble outside of the tournament to a team that is so dominant? You go, well, good Lord, these guys have to be considered for making a deep run into the Final Four.
What were we also worried about, huh?
Yeah, what were we worried about? He had it all along. This was a part of his plan.
Yeah, this team looks like they did earlier in the season. And I'll tell you what, the other thing that was really nice, even though he didn't score a point, I don't even think he took a shot, but getting C.J. Frederick back, getting him on the floor, you're able to give the other guards a little bit of a rest. And he doesn't make mistakes out there. He's such a smart player. So just to have him back, I think he played 5, 6, 7 minutes. Those are really good minutes to rest Wallace and rest Livingston. But, boy, Livingston is becoming a beast. And with him and Toppin playing the way they are now, it really opens things up for Big O inside. And I'll tell you what, like you said, this is a team to reckon with, man.
Well, and the thing is, too, for those that, small, very minute little fan base out there that's not a big fan of Severe Wheeler. I mean, come on, guys. It'll be so wonderful to get him back and healthy just because, if anything, when you look at Case and a lot of those shots he's missing, because I think he's got legs that are just spent because he's out there for 40 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. And he gives you something totally different than Piecoro does. Piecoro is a bigger guard who is continuing to grow. Yep. Severe is a guy that doesn't really look for a shot a lot. He's a good playmaker. He gets such great speed. And on the defensive end, I think he really is the head of the monster, so to speak, the tip of the sword on that defensive side, too. And that's what he brings to the table. I think he understands that now.
And one other thing, too, Jeff, and I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but, of course, winning solves a lot of issues. But you watch these guys interact with one another on the floor, and there seems to be so much more harmony right now as well. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, and I think that's because they finally figured out what their roles are.
Yeah.
These guys were all superstars in high school, and you're coming and put together on a team, and everybody can't be a superstar. So they're figuring out what's my role on this team. It takes a while to do that, but they're starting to gel, and it's scary right now.
And we expect so much out of Oscar, but it's nice to see him playing as well as he's playing too. All right, one more thing though, Jeff, that we'll talk about women's basketball. I mean, Coach Elsie had this Cinderella story last year where they end up winning the SEC tournament, and what fun that was. To this year, where they're the bottom of the league, it's been a tough year for these ladies.
It really has. Obviously, you lost the Player of the Year and Ryan Howard a year ago to the NBA or WNBA, where she's an all-star. But yeah, she's got to go out and find some scores. I mean, they have a hard time putting the ball in the basket. They had some injuries this year. They had the young lady they brought in. She's 6'4", was supposed to be a star center, and she had a heart surgery before the season started. It seemed like every game you're playing a player or two down. With Senior Day, Blair and Robin and Adeyeye, we just say goodbye to those three. They're really nice players for this program, but she's got to go out and find some scores. She really does, because this team just has problems scoring the basketball.
Well, and again, they were snake bit the entire season, as you said, but the thing Coach Elsie always emphasized was you can't let our offense dictate how you play defense, and I think that's where they got in trouble a lot.
Yeah, they did, and it really hurt them when Maddie Shear was out for some time. She's the star that you can build around for the future. But I think she has to find some size, too, because they get beat a lot on the interior. So the interior and scoring the ball, I think that's the two areas that she has to go out and recruit.
All right, Jeff, great report as always, my friend. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you.
All right. Have a great one, Lee.